Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome back to Softening into Momentum. I'm Miki, and today we're going to do something that might feel impossible. We're going to offer love to the part of you that judges you most harshly. I know how that lands. If you're anything like I was, your whole body might be tensing up right now. Love my inner critic? The voice that's tortured me for years? Are you serious? Yes. Stay with me. Today's question isn't whether you should do this. It's whether love, real, unconditional, Buddhist Metta love, can reach the parts of you that you usually reject. Can love reach the parts of me I usually reject? Before you close this episode, before that resistance takes over, I want to tell you something. This practice saved my life. Not metaphorically, literally. And it might save yours too. Let me take you back to day 523 of my sobriety. I'd done all the work. The coachings, the meetings, the affirmations. I could intellectually understand that my inner critic was trying to protect me. I could logically see the patterns. But understanding something with your mind and healing it in your heart, those are different universes. That morning, I'd made a mistake at work. Nothing major. Sent an email to the wrong person. But my inner critic, she was having a festival. You're a fraud. You don't deserve this job. Everyone's going to find out you're incompetent. You might as well drink because you're going to lose everything anyway. I tried logic. It's just one email. Everyone makes mistakes. And the critic laughed. Logic bounces off shame like rain off of a windshield. So then I tried fighting. Shut up. You're wrong. I'm doing fine. Fighting shame with shame just creates more shame. Then I remembered something a loving mentor said. The parts of you that seem most difficult to love are the parts that need love most desperately. So I did something that felt absolutely insane. I put my hand on my heart, right there in front of my computer, and I offered Metta, loving kindness, to the voice that was shredding me to pieces. In Buddhism, Metta Bhavana is the practice of cultivating loving kindness. Bhavana means cultivation or development. We're literally growing love like a garden, starting with ourselves and then radiating outward. But here's what most people don't understand. Metta isn't just being nice. It's not spiritual bypassing or making excuses. It's not pretending everything's okay when it's not. Metta is fierce. It's the kind of love that sees clearly, sees the pain, the dysfunction, the harmful patterns, and chooses to love anyway. Not because of, not in spite of, but simply loves. Think about how you treat a terrified child. You wouldn't logic them out of their fear. You wouldn't scream at them to stop crying. You'd hold them. You'd say, I know you're scared. I'm here. You're safe. And your inner critic, as I've said before, is a terrified child with a megaphone and a vocabulary designed to wound. and it's been waiting its whole life for someone to stop fighting it long enough to love it. Now, I need to be honest with you about something. When I first tried offering Metta to my inner critic, I wanted to throw up, literally. My body rejected it like a bad transplant. Why would I love the thing that's been torturing me? This is weak. This is giving up. If I love it, it wins. Sound familiar? Here is what I've learned. That resistance, it's not yours. It's the critic's. The critic is terrified of being loved because love means change. Love means it might have to put down its weapons. Love means it might have to trust that you can keep yourself safe without being cruel. Let's talk about what we're really dealing with here. In our modern world, most of us are walking around with what I call shame hangovers, the accumulated residue of every time we were told we were too much or not enough. For those of us in recovery, whether from substances, people-pleasing, perfectionism, shame isn't just an emotion. It's the water we've been swimming in. It's the language we learned before we learned language. And the inner critic, it's shame's spokesmodel, its personal representative, its MVP. When you're in recovery and that voice says, you're not really an addict, you're just being dramatic, or one drink won't hurt, or you're going to relapse anyway, might as well get it over with. That's not just negative self-talk. That's shame, trying to pull you back into the familiar darkness, because at least there, it knows what to expect. This is why Metta works where logic fails. Shame can't survive in the presence of genuine love. It's like the darkness trying to argue with the sunrise coming up. It's coming up. What we're really doing with this practice is re-parenting ourselves. We're going back to all those moments when little you needed compassion and got criticism instead. When you needed understanding but got judgment. When you needed someone to say, you're okay, exactly as you are, and heard instead, you need to be different. I think about my inner critic, Lisa, I call her. For over 20 years, she told me I was worthless, that I should drink myself to death, that I was too fat, too loud, too much, not enough. She was cruel. She was relentless. But you know what I realized? She was also 11 years old, frozen at the age when she first appeared, using the only tools an 11-year-old had to try to protect herself from rejection and pain. When I offered her Metta, I wasn't endorsing her methods. I wasn't saying it was okay that she'd been cruel. I was saying, I see you, frightened 11-year-old. I see how hard you've been trying. You can rest now. I've got us. So, how do we actually do this? How do we offer love to the thing that seems most unlovable? We start where all Metta starts, with phrases. Traditional Metta phrases are simple. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. May you live with ease. But when we're working with the inner critic, we might need to adapt them, make them more specific, more tender, more directed at what the critic actually needs. Before we dive into our practice, I want to address something important. We aren't making excuses here. If your inner critic is pointing to genuine areas where you need to make amends or changes, Metta doesn't mean ignoring that. It means you can acknowledge what needs attention without attacking yourself. You can take responsibility without taking on shame. Love and accountability can coexist. In fact, they must coexist for real healing to happen. And now, beautiful soul, let's do this together. Find a comfortable position. You might want to place a hand on your heart. Sometimes physical touch helps when we're offering love to difficult parts. Once you're comfortable, close your eyes if that feels safe, or keep them soft and unfocused. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Once more, inhaling and releasing, arriving here. Now, bring to mind your inner critic. We're not fighting it or analyzing it. We are acknowledging it. Notice where you feel it in your body. Maybe a tightness in your chest or a knot in your stomach, tension in your jaw. See if you can imagine this critical voice as a being separate from you. Maybe it looks like you at a younger age. Maybe it's a shadowy figure. Maybe abstract, just energy or a color. Now, imagine this critic standing or sitting in front of you. Notice its posture. Is it aggressive or defensive? Tired? Just notice without judgment. We're going to offer phrases to this part of you. If resistance comes up, that's okay. Just notice it and return to the phrases. If you feel nothing, that's okay too. We're planting seeds. They don't have to bloom immediately. Let's begin with acknowledgement. I see you, inner critic. I see how hard you've been working. I see how tired you are. Next, we'll offer understanding. Thank you for trying to protect me. Thank you for carrying this burden for so long. I understand you learned this was the way to keep us safe. If you notice the critic responding, maybe softening or resisting, getting louder, just notice that. Keep breathing. Now, the traditional Metta phrases. You can say these silently or out loud. May you be happy. Let that land. You're wishing happiness for the part of you that's been harsh, not because it deserves it, but because happiness might help it put down its weapons. May you be peaceful. Imagine this critic's constant vigilance relaxing. Imagine it taking a breath. May you be free from suffering. Yes, the critic has caused suffering, but it's also experiencing suffering. It's been in fight mode for years, maybe decades. Wish it freedom from that exhaustion. May you live with ease. What would it be like if your inner critic could rest? If it didn't have to be on guard every single moment? Now, let's get more specific, more personal. You can repeat after me in your mind or adapt these to whatever feels true for you. Dear inner critic, you were so young when you learned to be harsh. You thought cruelty would keep us safe. You've been scared for so long. It's okay to be scared. I'm here now. I'm the adult now. You don't have to protect me anymore. Notice what's happening in your body. Is there softening? Is there any emotion rising? All of it is welcome. Now let's offer what the critic might need most. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to trust me. You are allowed to transform. You don't have to be perfect to be loved. I will listen to you with compassion. See if you can imagine the critic receiving these words. And now let's bridge into gratitude and release. Thank you for showing me where I'm hurting. Thank you for holding this pain when I couldn't. I release you from the job of hurting me. Take a moment to sit with whatever you're feeling. You might feel relief. You might feel nothing. All of it is okay. This is a practice, not a performance. Now, imagine a warm golden light surrounding both you and your inner critic. This is Metta. It doesn't judge. It doesn't demand change. It simply loves. Let this light soak into both of you. Take one more deep inhale through the nose and release it out through the mouth. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, and when you're ready, gently open your eyes. How are you feeling, beautiful soul? Whatever is here is okay. The first time I offered Metta to my inner critic, she laughed at me. The second time, she got louder. The third time, she went silent. The fourth time, I heard her crying. It was not until the 10th or maybe even the 20th time when I finally heard her say, very quietly, "Thank you." And it was maybe the 50th time when she said, "I'm sorry. I didn't know another way." Now, 2 years into this practice, my inner critic still exists, but she's not a critic anymore. She's more like a worried friend. Sometimes she still gets harsh, especially when I'm tired or triggered. But now, when she does, I know what to do. I can say, "Oh, you're scared again. Come here, it's okay. We're okay." You know, beautiful soul, this journey I'm sharing with you from inner critic to inner guardian. It didn't happen in podcast episodes or neat 30-minute segments. It happened in bathroom floor breakdowns and mirror work at 3 a.m. It happened in the space between wanting to die and choosing to live, one day at a time. For at least the past year, I've been writing it all down. Every messy, beautiful, painful, transformative moment. The result is my memoir, Permission to Be, a memoir about sobriety, self-trust, and learning to come home to yourself. This isn't just my sobriety story, though that journey from gray area drinking to over 2 years of clarity threads through every page. It's also about what happens when you stop numbing, when you meet that inner critic with curiosity instead of combat, when you learn that the voice telling you you're worthless might just be an 11-year-old who never learned another way to keep you safe. I share the moments I'm not proud of, neglected teeth that showed me how little I loved myself, the mirror work that made me weep, the day I finally said I love you to my reflection and meant it. But I also share the transformation, the slow, patient work of offering metta to the parts of myself I'd spent decades trying to destroy. If today's practice stirred something in you, if you've ever wondered what it looks like to transform an inner critic into an inner guardian over months and years, this memoir is my offering to you. Permission to Be is available for pre-order now in ebook format, with the full release, both ebook and print, on February 3rd, my birthday. And on February 14th, the audiobook drops on Audible, narrated by me. Because sometimes you need to hear these words spoken softly, with all the compassion I wish someone had offered me when I was drowning. You can pre-order through the link in the show notes. This book is my permission slip to you. Permission to believe that nothing inside you is broken. This week, I invite you to experiment with offering metta to your inner critic once a day. It doesn't have to be a long practice. It can be as simple as, when you hear that harsh voice, pause. Put a hand on your heart. Say, "I see you. Thank you for trying to protect me. May you be at peace." That's it. 3 sentences, 10 seconds. But if repeated daily with compassion and patience, that is revolutionary. What we're really learning here is that love is not endorsement. Love is not permission to continue harmful behavior. Love is the condition that makes transformation possible. so? Can love reach the parts of you that you usually reject? Oh, beautiful soul. Not only can it reach them, love is the only thing that can truly transform them. Love is the only thing that can turn a critic into a guardian, an enemy into an ally, a wound into wisdom. Next week, we'll go even deeper. We'll learn to decode what your inner critic is really saying, to hear the need beneath the noise. Because every harsh criticism is pointing to something tender that needs attention. But for now, just practice. Practice offering love to the unlovable parts. Practice saying thank you instead of shut up. Practice meeting harshness with metta. Because that practice, you showing up to love the parts of yourself you've been taught to hate, that's everything. The Softening into Momentum podcast is lovingly curated, created, written, edited, and produced by me, Miki Byrne, with accompanying sound bath frequencies by my good friend Static. If you would like to dive further into his incredible musical work, please go to YouTube at Static is Noise. Thank you for practicing with me today, beautiful soul. Thank you for being brave enough to love what seems unlovable. Until we meet again, Namaste.